Oh, that was annoying. Still lagging. Are you joking? Is it still lagging for other people? Please tell me honestly what it's like. No? Ugh. There's gonna be there's gonna be a video of me um the end of the other one, there's gonna be a video of me effing and blinding and whatnot. Might delete that one. But anyway, here we are. Back again. Um yeah. Does dubstep deserve more respect? Okay, let's go. Let's keep the points up, guys. Let's keep the dubstep discussion flowing. Yeah, yeah, it will, yeah. Yeah, it'll be up, yeah. Thank you. Bolivia. Bloody hell. I hope you're doing well in Bolivia. What part of Bolivia are you from? Utah. Yeah, I mean, someone raise a point or say something controversial. And is it what is it? Is it being taken seriously enough? Is dubstep being taken seriously enough? Oh, jeez, that wasn't pleasant. Um, I think maybe let's try and come up with ways that if you do want it to be taken more seriously, how would you go about it? How would you go about making dubstep be taken more seriously without it being sold, as it were, as a genre to the mainstream? How would you go about that? Because that's what interests me is that a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people have said is, yeah, it irks me that this is what people have said. It irks me that dubstep isn't respected properly, and I'm like, well, okay, so you want it to be more in the mainstream, and they're like, no, and I'm like, well, okay, come on then, like you can't have it both ways. Do you know what I mean? So I think you either want it to be respected more, or you want it to keep its underground kind of quality. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can have both. But someone can prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proved wrong. Okay, we've got. I don't know if this guy's joking. This fat dude. I mean, that's his name. I'm not calling him a fat dude. He's actually called Fat Dude. Dubstep is a trash genre. There's your answer. Minimal techno or get the fuck out. you're literally just playing into your stereotype if you are that person, if you are being serious. Everyone I know that knows I love dubstep never takes it seriously. I don't understand how it's possible to listen to it without being forced to. Yeah. Um, no. Yeah, I mean, I've never forced anyone to listen to it. I've been like, I've tried to show it to people, but I've never been in a situation where I felt I've had to, almost impinge it upon people. I can never do that because it is. We have to remember as lovers of that kind of music that it is quite heavy. I mean, to the naked ear and to pretty much everyone else, it is pretty full on and difficult to take in. So yeah, I think we do have to remember that. What other collaborations would you like to see that you didn't put in your recent video? I can't say that because then there wouldn't be a point in making part three, part four, part five. Fat dude, I recommend you go and check out Xylent if you haven't heard Xylent before, or Chime, or someone like Asora. Go and give in that kind of dubstep, and if you still can't, then I suppose you just don't like dubstep, which is fair enough. Favorite subgenres in dubstep will be a video, I suppose, at some point. So we can wait for that. Okay, in LA, um, in LA, house music has been actively pushing against dubstep and bass music. I was recently told that dubstep is dead by an insomniac club GM pushing against dubstep and bass music. I was recently told that dubstep is dead by an insomniac club GM, and I had to point out that dubstep artists are selling out the Greek, the Palladium, and Shrine. They've outgrown the club capacity. He was dumbfounded. Bass music is coming for the jugular. Full on, 100%, right on, right there. Yeah, I agree. I think when it comes to the live stuff, at least dubstep is pretty high up there at the moment in electronic music. Really, really making itself known when it comes to live stuff for sure. It's so full on, and it's so impressive. I think as a kind of music when it's played live, imposing, impactful, and with respect to the title of this video, this live stream, yeah, I think it should get more respect because of the amount of people, the amount of traction it gets when it comes to a live show, and that is one of the best ways that music can be presented. You can hear it normally, but then you can hear it live as well, which just is listening to it times 10 and with other people. So yeah. Well, some people are saying it's laggy and poor quality, and some people are saying it's fine. So I don't really know what to do. I don't want to keep changing the Wi-Fi or shifting between from one thing to another because it's just not gonna doesn't help. I'm afraid. Jesus Christ! Look at this comment. This fat dude comment. I'm not even gonna say it out loud because you know. I feel like dubstep can be better than what it is currently, but lots of producers seem to hold off, not get out of their comfort zone. It's like what you said. It's more about headbang material. Yeah, at the moment, 100%. Like, I think that's a way in that it couldn't really be taken seriously if it is just, walls of sound repeating themselves one after another, just incessant. That's at a point where I'm like, people have a little bit of leverage and leeway with what they're saying about dubstep not really being music in the strictest sense, because it is just like a wall of white noise in a lot of cases at the moment, and you're just like, yeah, it doesn't have any melody or kind of story or thing kind of pushing it in a particular direction. It's just one wall of sound after another, and it doesn't really progress from there. So that kind of instance is where I'm a little more on the side of it's not really music. Um, Obviously, it has a flow, it has different sections and stuff, and that is what makes it music. But if you're someone who comes from the standpoint of dubs or music generally, sorry, needs melody and some sort of story behind it and some sort of groove, then yeah, you're definitely not going to get it there. Do I think dubstep could be combined with a serious genre that would make people give it a chance? Well, we've had it. We've had people like Grizz meld it with, jazz and funk and stuff like that. We've had people like Phase One and Sullivan King meld it with heavy metal. Um, all sorts. We've had a lot of examples of people bringing together. Even pop. A lot of dubstep has got a lot of poppy elements in it. So I don't think we need someone to bring dubstep together with genres that are more popular any more so. I think it's cool that people bring different genres together with dubstep. I don't think it's needed to make it more accessible, because end of the day, you're still going to have a lot of dubstep in there, and that's what they're going to focus on, and that's going to make them want to skip it because that's something they don't enjoy. Um, a basic A little more flow could popularize it a bit. I think, if anything, flow is what dubstep will always have. I think that's kind of what it's prized on. That thing of, I mean, most music has a flow of sorts, unless we're talking about, industrial, some sort of industrial glitch or something like that. It's very, stop start. Talking about a producer like Little Snake, for example, if you listen to his stuff, I wouldn't say that has flow, but yeah, dubstep. I wouldn't say it needs more flow per se. I think it's got that on lock. Yeah, I wish dubstep could be more like early Flux Pavilion, where the basses follow, sorry, a singable bass line. Yeah, yeah, I feel that. Do 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 do. Yeah, stuff like that. I think yeah, we do need a bit more of that, a bit more melodic flavor, if you will, a bit more melody over musicality in there. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, just to make dubstep catchy again. We've got so much heaviness now. As you know from my tweet the other day, it's getting overbearing, and we just need stuff to, get us into it again. In my opinion, there's so much heaviness out there. Just pair it with something, with something melodic and flavorsome at the same time. Mm, mm. Dubstep can be whatever you want it to be. I completely agree. Of course, it could be dark or it could be Seven Lions, as official is saying here at the moment. Okay, interesting comment here. The reputation of dubstep was damaged in the early 2010s by the meteoric rise of Skrillex, how unpop-like his music was. So do you think, Aiden, that what dubstep has become has been not good for it? Mm, mm. Dubstep may be ahead of the mainstream radio music. People don't understand the unusual sound design and structure. With more and more producers experimenting with crazy ideas, people are even more confused. Yeah, can't disagree with that. It's just different. I think I mentioned this in the first video, which I did a couple minutes ago. But it's just different. For most people, it's very out there and different and a bit too much. And I understand why they wouldn't enjoy it. Completely fair. And for us guys, it's just almost a bit random and a bit chance and a bit of luck that we love it. Could have been a particular moment, a one-off thing where suddenly it just clicked with us, whereas with others it will never have that click moment. And I feel very lucky to have had that moment, because um I'm still, loving talking about it to you guys and giving my thoughts and whatnot and making it my channel and my life. And yeah, I feel grateful that I've had that experience with dubstep so far. Um, I think the dubstep producers should collab with other artists of other industry, like Dubloads with Angerfist, for example. That would be that would be quite the collaboration. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you feel like um, to make dubstep more popular, then we should have more of the sudden death marshmallow situation? Would you like to see more of that? Would you like to see, I don't know, you know, a Subtronics and Odessa collab or some fucking weird idea like that? Um, Something completely left field. What would I say to your who thinks real music is music that can be played with with real live instruments. I would say, fair enough that you think that, but if you have that mindset, then you're missing a load of music that you'll be too stubborn and too locked in your own ways to listen to. You won't have any chance ever of enjoying that music. So, it's on you. Uh, Rajshikar, cool name. That yeah, you can meld instruments into dubstep music anyway, so you can have both, best of both worlds. How is dubstep? How is bleh, how is dubstep viewed in the UK? Are you talking about original dubstep or dubstep as it is right now? VR and Millennium, that would be quite cool. Take take dubstep producers and make them collab with famous take dubstep producers and make them collab with famous DJs. Yeah, that would be a pretty surefire way to popularize the genre. But yeah, whether you want to do that again, you can't have it both ways. You can't have I don't think you can want dubstep, but yeah, whether you want to do that again, you can't have it both ways. You can't have. I don't think you can want dubstep to be more popular, but also appreciate and want it to kind of stay underground and in its roots, if you will. You can't have both. So it's either you want it to keep underground or you want it to blow up and have way more people know about it and use it as a genre, if you will. It's true about Nano. Nano is amazing. Big ups on Nano. I mean, I've been following his music for a fair few years now. Really, really good ideas. Love his shit. Yeah, the phase one and North Lane was cool. I appreciated that a fair amount. Um, why not incorporate more patience into the genre as a whole and give tracks a more creative way to present build-ups rather than just double timing into everything? Yeah, yeah. I mean, not a bad idea. I think with a lot of people, I get the impression that they haven't been, I don't know, listening to that much dubstep or not for that long, and so they can't even imagine a time where it was more expansive and more patient in the build-ups and in its construction and all of that, because we did have a lot of that back in the day. Back in the day, I'm talking about, like 5 to 10 years ago. Yeah, it was kind of commonplace and normal for um, dubstep to be patiently constructed and put together. Whereas now it just seems rushed. A lot of reasons for that, but yeah, it does. Like comparatively, for the most part, from now to half a decade ago, it does just seem a bit more rushed for the most part. Well, the thing is, how would the dubstep scene be affected if someone like Excision retired now? Well, I don't think there is anyone like Excision, so I think you're asking me if Excision retired, how would the scene react? I think it would be a slight problem for a lot of people. I think that would, like, for many people, Excision is like the pinnacle, the absolute highest point of dubstep right now. And so if he was to suddenly up and leave, then I think a lot of people would stop listening to it altogether, to be honest. I mean, Lost Lands is a special festival, and he created it. He's brought a lot of producers into the limelight as well. So I think for many people, fans especially, he's like a guiding light. And if he wasn't there anymore, then I think people would struggle to get into it more and more. So they might just call it get into it more and more. So they might just call it quits from there. Maybe I'm talking shit. I don't know. I'm just saying the first things that come to my head. But that would be my initial thought with that one. What the fuck is this fat dude guy? What do I mean by rushed? I mean the music is rushed. The music is rushed. Labels will be like, oh, okay, so are you working on an EP? When can we have it by, sort of thing. I mean, the producer will send it to the label first, of course, and then they'll be like, okay, how far through are you with it? Blah blah blah, and then they'll give them a date, and then they have to work to that date. So hello, Exton, and some people. What the hell? No, he's taking the piss. You're taking the piss, man. That guy was pissed me off. Do I think dubstep would be better without labels? It's a very good question. Perhaps, maybe. Uh, I get that labels are very important and they give a lot. Don't get me wrong, labels are fucking fantastic. I love them. But when it comes to when so yeah, they are vital, and yeah, as I said, they're great. But there are problems there. Can't deny that. Is uh, is it more of is dubstep more of a, or is it more art, or is it more a product at the moment? Mm. Hmm. Both. Depends on the producer. Yeah, of course. Very true. I agree. I would love to see more bigger rap and hip hop producers, or not producers, or vocalists working with dubstep producers. I think that would be cool. But it's the thing. I just don't think that dubstep is big enough to warrant having like a, I don't know, like a Little Wayne or a fucking Kendrick. Can you imagine Kendrick Lamar rapping over a fucking Excision song? Be quite sick actually. Maybe. Volgatron is a good example. Big ups Volgatron. Yeah, man. Been loving his voice and Metropolis's voice for time. Um, yeah. Some of these comments, guys, I just can't like okay them, unfortunately, because they're quite couple big swears in there, you know. I don't know what will happen to my channel if I allow them. I believe it isn't taken seriously enough in the way that in the way that in that in that way, because it's underground, people tend to not show it off. They kind of hide their love for it because it doesn't fit in the mainstream scene. Yeah, I've had first hand experience of that, I have to say, and as I've mentioned multiple times, enough of my friends taking the piss out of me for the music I listen to. It's become part of my life. But hey ho, you can't have it all. Hey, rap does not suck. Don't say that. Rap does not suck. In the same way that dubstep does not suck, there is no genre of music that sucks completely. I would never say that. What's my opinion on dubstep having psytrance drops? Well, that's a very good question. I think you've basically given my answer there. I get why producers would add them. Other people are doing it. It's popular, but it gets stale after a while. And yeah, really, really stale. I mean, so many of them sound exactly the same. The one, the one that actually really took my attention in a good way was the sudden death one. Is it Brainstorm? I forget the title tracks of the names of titles very easily, but that one was dark, super brooding, and it didn't sound like every other one. It just sounded like his own psytrance. Psytrance is Psytrance would have to be and then the breakdown that drop is a bit decent. So much is coming out. I feel like I can't keep up with all the tracks being put out. I feel like I can't appreciate tracks enough because they'll be buried with all those other tracks coming out. Yep, completely agree. That is I mean, as someone who has to keep up with absolutely everything, it is quite difficult. And I feel your pain. I do feel your pain. Yeah, I mean, if someone, goes back over this video when it's posted up, yeah, definitely sample that imitation. Um, I love a Mumba breakdown. I love a little Mumba breakdown. I do as well. Have you heard? Okay, so there is a QZB song. Hang on a sec. For the Mumba lovers out there, QZB. Oh. So it does a bit of, and then oh man, so good. Love a little like D&B into Mumba. It's just like mad techers, mad techers. Okay, I've done across this video and the other one. I've done an hour and a half, pretty much. And to be honest, I'm a little bit miffed with the live stream cutting off and all of that. So I think I'm gonna end it there. Thank you everyone very much for tuning in. Had some very good discussion, and I'll probably make this into a full proper video because I really enjoyed the discussion that much, and I think I would like to put it into a good video. Just gonna make a note of that. And yeah, hopefully in the comment section again, we'll be having some more good discussion about it. I apologize about the reception earlier. The connection. That's my bad. I actually had a bit of a shitter. Got a bit pissed off. Got a bit angry. But yeah, I've got to put that right now. But next video will be a monthly roundup. Who can guess? Who can guess who I'm going to be reviewing? Drop them in the next 30 seconds or so. Who you think I'm going to be talking about in the next monthly roundup? Who's it going to be? Going to have a bit of Stuka in there. Going to have a bit of, who else is there? Next monthly roundup, going to have a bit of Stuka. Guillotine, more Audio Gang. Liquid Stranger. A little bit of Moody Good remixes because we're doing the end of doing the end of January as well. The very end of January. These Ulasile remixes we're going to do as well. Bit of Tripsy, Leary, Vorso. Executioner, I'm not sure on yet. I'm not sure on. I'm thinking about whether I should do the Executioner. I mean, Samplifier isn't even out yet, so how could I do the Samplifier? Yeah, there's that to look forward to. That'll be out on Tuesday. Next monthly roundup of everything that came out in the in February and the last 3 days of January. So that to look forward to. Thank you to all of you who tuned in for this live stream and who tuned in the other one as well. Much appreciated. Again, had some great discussion and gonna make this into a proper video at some point. I'm excited to do that. But yeah, love to you all. Keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know. And lovely Sunday, people. This time in exactly a week, I'm gonna be about to be playing at Ministry of Sound, which is cool. Yeah, pretty much from now to the minute almost. So yeah, gonna be slamming down some big old tunes at Ministry of Sound. But for anyone in the UK who's coming to that, see you there, and much love to you all. You mean everything. I mean that with all my heart. I love you all. Onwards and upwards to the next video. Peace, peace.